Good evening, all. This is Chick joining you once again on day 5 of the 77-day video challenge. I'd like to begin this evening by telling you something I discovered looking back on my junior high and high school years uh, when I started examining my life. And this is what I found out. The harder you try to fit in, the less you feel like you belong. I'm going to pick up from last night when I was telling you about uh, going back to what I thought was going to be my refuge at my new junior high school with people I'd known from elementary school and feeling a little rejected there because a lot of those people that I had gone to elementary school with no longer remembered me. You know, when you're that age, a couple of years go by and the life has changed so much you don't remember. Um, but also, if that wasn't bad enough, I was also introduced to a new group of people. Um, People that had gone to other elementary schools. As you move up in the schools, you start joining in with people from other schools. And this group of people was even more different than me. If you recall, I said I went to a school where um, the people there weren't as affluent or as educated as I was. And now I was introduced to a group of people who were a little more affluent. To be honest with you, I really thought that they were rich. Most of them had clothes that hadn't belonged to their older brothers or cousins. They had clothes that actually fit them and they were new and they were in style. And man, I wanted to be like them so much. And so I decided to try to fit in with them. Of course, the harder I tried to fit in, the harder I pretended to be like them, the more they could tell that I wasn't being myself, and the more rejected I became. And of course, when I was trying to fit in with them, then I was no longer trying to fit in with the people that I'd known from before, and they knew I was being phony, so they rejected me too. And this was the way my junior high school year began. That continued. I mean, I had a few friends here and there who were kind of like me. We didn't really fit in anywhere, so we kind of just gravitated toward one another. And then one night in eighth grade, and I'm thinking I was probably 14, uh, we went to a party. And I was a little apprehensive about going to that party. And to be honest with you, I think my cousin that I was going with and our friend, I think we were all just a little bit apprehensive about going to this party. So we decided that we'd do like the older kids did. We liberated a six-pack of beer from a local bar, and we split that six-pack of beer. Well, this amazing thing happened. Drinking those two beers, my apprehension disappeared. Drinking those two beers, I cared less about being accepted by anyone. Well, if two beers worked that well, then a half a pint of whiskey split between the three of us should be even better. So we did that. And we got to the party and it was amazing. I really no longer cared what people thought of me. I wasn't afraid of the bullies. I wasn't afraid to ask the girls to dance. I was having a grand time. And we decided that if that much worked that well, then splitting a gallon of port wine would really be effective. Needless to say, got very drunk, passed out, came to, and continued drinking, and wound up going home and being pretty sick the next day. But you know, I didn't remember being the sick part of it. All I remembered was the lack of fear. That began a 30-year relationship with alcohol and other substances that I'll talk about later. I would once again just want to tell you that that was the beginning, and looking back now and reflecting on my life, I understand that that promise of alcohol took me further than I wanted to go and kept me longer than I wanted to stay. But it was a refuge, and it was a refuge that I clung to for a large part of my life. Don't feel bad for me. My life is wonderful now. Um, my God has a way of using everything bad in my life to bring about good. Look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow on day 6 of 77, and we'll have another great day, one day at a time.